have gotten these things. Okay, so I may or may not have spent an hour staring at this beautiful thing. So that's where that rip is from. Don't mind that rip. Upon looking at the package, it looks super neat, and the tin is
1 hour later.
Oh, that sounds like rain. Okay. Well, yeah, the tin looks super nice, and I am so excited to see if I can end up using these. The back has like a little swatching thing, and I wonder if this is the actual size of the pencils, because this looks quite large. And I heard that the barrels are supposed to be really thick, 3 millimeters thick. Yeah, let's get to removing the plastic, because I want to look at the package. It looks so neat. Okay, so upon removing the plastic, I noticed this package seems to be a lot more matte. Okay, for some reason the first thing I noticed is like the pigment on the ends of here, like all of the pigments, and it looks to be super bright and really vibrant pigments, so that should be a good sign. It also looks like they should be able to blend easily. Inside the actual tin is like a little pamphlet thing. I don't know what to call this, but it's like a little mini booklet. And if I actually pick up one of these pencils, oh wow, I was not expecting that. This feels a lot heavier than the previous pencil brand I had been using. This feels a lot heavier. I don't know, it could just be me reading a ton about these, and I could just be making this up, but these do feel heavier, and I sort of like that feel. It's not too heavy, it doesn't make your hand hurt or whatever. I mean, if anyone decides to design a pencil that makes your hand hurt, I hate you, because my hand hurts enough, but like, this is heavier in a good way. And something I really like already is like these little elastic things. It helps you pick up pencil layers easily without having to worry about, digging your finger down there. And it makes it a lot more compact and appealing to look at, because you don't have to have that extra space in the corner. I want to see what's below this. Oh, okay, I like this. There are like so many different colors. I'm so excited. Okay, so we have this, which seems to be like more earthy green and blues. And then below that, you have more neutral with some grays and stuff. And I like the selection of grays they have. We have some cool grays and we have some warm grays over here. I like the selection of colors they have. All I can say, I feel like I have a gut feeling that I will be using this color so much. It looks like the color I need. One thing I definitely wish was included was a swatch sheet, but I don't really have a swatch sheet, and I'm not about to print one out because I have no clue how to
get a swatch sheet. I'm sure you can probably find it online, but am I really...
Let's actually try these out, because I've been rambling for a straight like 4 minutes so far about how nice these look, so let's go ahead and try it. Alright, well, okay, hold on. let me get my Alright, so I'm going to try out this red color thing. Putting it down. This is really nice. I don't know what to say. These are, wow, it's like creamy, but also I feel like it hasn't really worn down much at the tip yet compared to Prismacolors, but I mean, I love Prismas still. I'm still gonna use them, but also these are super nice. Like, I really like how well these lay down pigments, and like it's super rich and vibrant, and it feels creamy in its own way. It's definitely different from other colored pencil brands I've tried before. I wasn't really expecting this. I mean, look at that. It's so freaking pretty. I love that. And I've been coloring for like a straight minute so far, and look, the tip has not, okay, it's focusing. The tip has not worn down much at all, which is super new to me, and I think these will probably be really good for detail. Of course, I've read that in other places as well, but these are definitely going to be super good for detail. I was honestly not expecting the tip to last this long, but it's definitely a lot less creamy than other brands I've tried, but that's to be expected with the harder tip. But like, I'm super happy with how these feel right now. And I know I sound sarcastic, but I genuinely love these. And like, if you angle them at, whoa, that's such a clean, precise line. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that so much. I'm sweaty. I'm so scared to use these. Let's try blending these out. I'm gonna choose this yellow here and blend how I normally would. I heard that you're supposed to build these up in layers, but I'm going to try doing what I normally do and see how that works. I'm going to see how these mix and do their thing. I heard people complain a lot about how hard these are to blend compared to Prismas, but honestly, I almost had to put in like no effort because these are just so creamy. It might be different on a larger scale. I'll test it out once I do the larger drawing though, but seriously, these are super nice. I honestly don't really have words because I really like how these blend together. And let me try smudging them. Okay, so they do smudge quite a bit, but that's fine. Oh wait, look at this dirty eraser. How do I clean an eraser? I'm gonna try to erase this. Oh wow, definitely, these can erase. This is like the dream of what I always wanted. In other brands, it's harder to erase, but this, do you see that? That is gone. Well, mostly. I'm going to also try my white jelly roll. Wow, this is really working on top of that. That's hi. I'm gonna write hi. Wow, okay, so I suspect it's due to the harder lead that it doesn't get stuck into the tip as easily, so I'm going to assume that generally you're going to put down a lighter color and then put down a darker color on top of that, because that's how I layer. I don't know how you layer, but this is how I layer. I generally put down the lighter colors first. So I'm going to lay down a swatch of this yellow here. I'm using, I don't even want to pronounce that. And I'm going to use this magenta because it looks darker and I don't, wait, wow, hold on. Are you telling me, for real? No, you're telling me that's, oh my, these things can layer so well. Okay, let's see how it works with a lighter color on top. You can layer on top of that. Okay, so I don't think the lighter colors layer on as well on top of the darker colors as the darker do on the lighter colors. I'm curious to see how the white works now. Okay, so the white isn't too noticeable, but that's fine because generally you want to put down the darker colors afterwards anyway, so that won't be a problem for me. And wow, these just keep on layering, don't they? It could also be the paper I'm using, which is the Bristol paper. But I think these pencils are doing most of the work. Like these will layer and layer. I love this. Okay, but are we just gonna address how like messy this swatch page is? Like what? Now that I've explored most of what I needed to, I think I'm going to create a drawing with it. Maybe it'll turn out well, I don't know. So one of the first things I noticed was, since the pencils are harder, of course they're going to take a bit longer to blend than a normal softer pencil, but I think this really pays off as it lets you take your time, layer up each individual detail, and I really think it's worth, having to wait an extra like 3 minutes to blend it. Also, can I just mention how good these color selections are? If you look at a picture of these pencils in black and white, you will notice exactly how much difference in value there are. And, value is incredibly important, and especially since the white doesn't really do the best job at blending it out. I mean, it does the job, but it's not as impressive as, say a Prismacolor. So when I did the swatch sheet later on, a few days after I did this drawing, I noticed they are so accurate. The barrel is super accurate to the actual color that the pigment lays, and that's super important to me because I want to get the most accurate color I can possible. And these are really good for detail work and stuff, and also blending. I don't know why people make it out to be like it's so hard. It's like not so hard, but it's difficult to blend compared to other brands, and I will say it does take more time, but I won't say it's more difficult. Also, another advantage to these being that when they layer, the colors on top of each other tend to be pretty accurate, and it's like a big advantage for me because Sometimes with other pencil brands, I will try to layer like a black on top of a red or something, and the black doesn't really meet its full potential to be as dark as it can, and that's fine. I mean, I can still work with it, but these they layer so accurately to their original color, and I love that. And they just layer in general. Honestly, they will keep layering and layering and layering and layering. Well, in my opinion, you should buy these pencils if you're gonna do lots of detail work. If you are just going to do all sorts of smooth things and you're not too concerned about detail, then maybe I would get a different pencil brand, but it's really up to you. These are great for almost anything. Like, look at that. And another thing being, I really like the skin tone range that they have. I don't know why a lot of people are saying like, hey, the skin tone doesn't have a ton of range in it, but honestly that's not too big of a problem, because I think you can just mix these, because there are so many different colors you can use for undertones, base skin tones, and honestly I think these are really good for portraits and stuff. But I haven't done a full portrait drawing yet. It uses, regular skin tone, so I don't know quite yet, but I think it is very possible for someone to make a really, really nice portrait out of these, just because they have a nice range and stuff. Okay, I'll stop rambling about skin tones now, thank you. And as for the hair, I think, I had trouble with it, and I wasn't liking it at first, but, these pencils' ability to layer makes it such a forgiving pencil to use. And honestly, I found it really easy just to go over it, and I finally have something that I somewhat like for the hair. Another thing being that I heard people said that, if you layer lightly, then these pencils are probably for you, and if you go in one heavy layer, it may not get a result that you like. But I'm a very heavy-handed person, and I felt like these pencils did fine, using them the way I would use normally, that? So I think honestly these are pretty good for anyone willing to pay, because these are quite expensive. I want to go through the list of pros and cons. Obviously I've been listing many of the pros, but I'm just going to repeat them for the sake of making a long video, because watch time, just kidding. I mean, what? I would never drag out a video to be longer just for watch time. So the pros being they layer well. To mention how absolutely beautifully the colors on the barrel match the actual, mark that they make. And as well as, how well they just layer and blend, and it's so pretty, and I love it so much. Anyways, also, since they're oil-based pencils, they don't have wax blooming, which is a big issue. Wax blooming is basically just the white film that basically grows off of wax-based pencil drawings. However, I know these pencils are really, really good, but there are definitely some cons, one being that the price. It's like $200 for 120 pencils, which is quite expensive, but in my opinion it's very well worth it, because these pencils are absolutely amazing and they did everything I needed them to do. But either way, notice that it does take a bit more time to blend the pencils. For some people this may not be a con. For me, it is definitely not a con, because I am pretty patient when it comes to drawings. Just kidding, that was a lie. I'm very impatient, but you know. And here's the final result, and I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe it was useful to you. I hope so, and if you did find it useful, then I'm glad that you did. Bye.